What's good, everyone? Welcome back to this rare late night live stream. Normally, I'm pretty tired of looking at numbers by this time of day, much less talking about them, but there was a story that caught my eye this afternoon that I wanted to make sure I got a video done on. News broke today, June 25th, that Crazy Town frontman Seth Binzer, or Shifty Shellshock as he was professionally known, has died at the age of 49, and I feel like it couldn't have been more than 2 or 3 months ago, where I looked up one of their songs, Butterfly, which was their only #1 hit, the song that really launched the group into stardom. But they only lasted a few years prior to a reunion a while later, as Shellshock apparently had some substance abuse issues, which may have led to his early demise at the age of 49 here. Now, what I'm going to talk about in this video, first of all, in my last video, I talked about how Freemasonry turned 307 years old yesterday on June 24th, which is the date that Shifty Shellshock died. June 24th in 1717 is when the premier Grand Lodge of England was founded. This is where modern Freemasonry traces its lineage to. June 24th is also the feast date of Saint John the Baptist. And the reason I point this out is because on the same day that Shifty Shellshock died, this man was born in the city of Los Angeles, California, and died in Los Angeles as well. But on June 24th, well, that's when J.J. Redick announced that he was the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. And this, of course, jumps out because Shellshock's birthday is August 23rd. This is the same date that Kobe Bryant was born, August 23rd, just 4 days later. Or 4 years later, excuse me. But the number 4 stands out there. As we see here, these two men were born 1,461 days apart. Well, when J.J. Redick took on his role as the new head coach, he was exactly 14,610 days old. So on this channel, we also talk about the language of Gematria. And I want to start with this cipher, capitals mixed, with which some people like to call the classroom cipher. This might be how the alphabet was first presented to you in kindergarten, for example, like it was for me. Using this method of Gematria, Shellshock's real birth name, Seth Brooks Binzer, has matching 409 Gematria with St. John the Baptist. And this, of course, reflects the age he was when he passed away, 49 years old. Now, the number 49 is a prime number. Actually, no, it's not. It's 7 times 7 is 49. However, the 49th prime number is 227, and I bring this up because in multiple ciphers that I teach, the word butterfly equals 227. And this is the song that Shellshock and his group Crazy Town were best known for. Now, in the other capital letter cipher, capitals added, the name Seth Brooks Binzer equals 284, which happens to also be the satanic value of the name Binzer. Well, the song Butterfly was released on the 24th of October back in 2000. And the 24th of the month is when Binzer passed away. This means he died exactly 284 months after the release of this song. And remember, when it comes to the record industry, it's really one of the only industries where people become more valuable after they die. So here's another look at the base 4 methods. We're going to look at reduction, which many people know as Pythagorean. This reduces every double-digit number to a single digit. Because I want to look at a news story that connects this to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant reportedly died in a helicopter crash alongside his daughter Gianna. And just on May 1st last month, on what would have been Gianna's 18th birthday, her mother, Vanessa, unveiled a new pair of Nike sneakers that they were selling to raise money. And wouldn't you know, these shoes are imprinted with butterflies. Now, if you measure from this announcement to the death of the singer of Crazy Town, you get 54 days. His name, Seth Binzer, sums to 54 in both reduction methods, forwards and backwards. The names Gianna Bryant and Kobe Bean Bryant both also sum to 54 in reduction. And remember, Kobe Bryant died exactly 1 week before Super Bowl 54. Using the reverse cipher, with the alphabetic order flipped around, the phrase butterfly sneakers equals 238. Now this pops because these are the digits found in the birthdays of Shifty Shellshock and Kobe Bryant, the 23rd of August, or 23/8. And isn't it interesting that the song Butterfly on Crazy Town's official channel, all day, it's been sitting at 238 million views. Now, perhaps this is another example of how YouTube frequently manipulates its view counts and subscriber counts, all the way down to its alerts, as is evident by anyone who's tried subscribing to my channel. But all complaints aside, this 238 is a number connected to 666. Notice how when you add his birth name to his stage name, Seth Brooke Binzer Shifty Shellshock, you get Gematria of 2038 in the Latin or Agrippa's key form of Gematria, which I talk about at the top of every video, as this truly is what I believe the most fascinating method in the study. This 2038 is the same as 666. The moon is an average of 238,000 miles from the Earth. And on the date he died, Seth Binzer was 666 sidereal months and 6 days old. A sidereal month, also called a lunar orbit, a little over 27 days. This is the amount of time it takes the moon to orbit the Earth. And of course, 666 is of paramount importance to Kobe Bryant, who died in a helicopter, which equals 666 in Sumerian. And when he died, he was 497 months and 3 days old. Well, 4973 is the 666th prime number. Now, down in the description below this video, I've linked several previous videos I've made on Kobe Bryant. If you want to learn more about the numerology of his death, there's a lot of astrology involved as well, and we will get into some astronomy, particularly with the planet Mercury, towards the end of this video. But first, I want to point out how Kobe Bryant, in his 666th career game in the NBA, he set history on this night by scoring 81 points, the second highest single-game total in NBA history. So this goes a long way to show people that there is indeed some form of scripting going on in the NBA. And when you write out 666 in Gematria, it sums to 275 in the alphabetic order. Well, on the date of his achievement, Kobe Bryant was a span of exactly 27 years and 5 months old. His name has double Gematria of 81, which is the number of points he scored in that game. Well, earlier this year, there was a statue unveiled outside the Crypto.com arena in Los Angeles, California, which portrayed Kobe's pose on the court after he finished this game. He's got the finger in the air, a bronze statue. This was unveiled on February 8th of 2024. On that date, Shifty Shellshock was 18,066 days old. In Latin Gematria, ancient accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry, sums to 1866. And consider how 18 is the sum of 6 plus 6 plus 6. Well, on this same date, February 8th, Kobe Bryant would have been 16,606 days old. Later, in April of this year, he was 16,666 days old. And now Shellshock has died 2 months and 16 days later. Well, 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. And don't forget the moon is 2,160 miles across at its equator. Now, the number 33 can be considered shorthand for 666. The names Kobe and Shifty both equal 33. He died 137 days after this statue was unveiled. And again, 137, the 33rd prime number. Using capital letters, the new coach of the Lakers, J.J. Redick, his name equals 137. Kobe Bryant was born in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, prior to spending his entire career in Los Angeles. And he went to high school out there in Philadelphia as well. Well, in Latin Gematria, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania equals 1611. And the name Philadelphia is quite biblical, as Philadelphia is one of the 7 churches from the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation was published as part of the King James Bible, which was first set to presses in 1611. And of course, the King James Version is the Bible that's used in Freemasonry, which celebrated its anniversary on the same date that Shifty Shellshock died. In fact, Freemasonry this year turned 307 years old, which is the 63rd prime number. And if we were to use the S exception in Gematria, the name Seth Binzer has this 63 value. In Sumerian Masonry, 630 as well. And this year is probably more significant than many when it comes to Masonry. Ancient and accepted Scottish rite gives us the 307. And then Freemason equals 307 in Latin. So as far as this 1611, well, if you measure from the death of Kobe Bryant to the death of Shifty Shellshock, it's 1,611 days. These are the same 4 digits found in the name of his daughter, Gianna Bryant, whose name in standard Gematria, a denary cipher, almost identical to Latin, but uses the current 26-letter alphabet. 1161. Now notice how King James Bible has matching 119 Gematria with Kobe Bryant. And after Kobe died, many fans experienced a form of what they would probably call shell shock. However, an event that's probably more apt for that term was September 11th, when many people saw a plane hit the building on live television. Or so we're shown. Anyway, Shellshock died a span of exactly 1,189 weeks after the 9/11 attacks. And the King James Bible is made up of 1,189 chapters. If you do not include the end date in this measurement, it's 1,188 weeks and 6 days. Well, 1188 is the Gematria of Kobe Bean Bryant in Standard and Gianna Bryant in Sumerian. So let's look again at their birthdays. August 23rd. August 23rd is the cusp of Virgo on the zodiac. And Virgo is ruled by the planet Mercury. This was, of course, also the sign for 9/11. Well, King James, the namesake of the King James Bible, James 6 and 1 of England and Scotland, he was born under the sign of Gemini, which is also ruled by the planet Mercury. So Mercury is a strong element to this riddle, as we'll see. King James has this 206 gematria, and Shifty Shellshock was 206 mercurial years old when he died. In the alphabetic order, his full name, Seth Brooke Binzer, has matching 206 gematria with St. John the Baptist. Both sacrifice and Lakers equals 206 in Latin. And notice how all three of their names, St. John the Baptist, Seth Binzer, and Shifty Shellshock, all equal 80 in reduction. Well, Mercury is the 80th element on the periodic table. Mercury sums to 1917 using square numbers. Squares, of course, one of these more long-form mathematical methods. Still using the alphabetic order, but really one of the largest ciphers, Mercury with 1917 gematria. Well, the Roman god Mercury is the god of travel. Travelers. And of course, Kobe died while he was traveling, after often traveling on the court. JFK dead on his mercurial birthday while in an automobile. Well, the Federal Aviation Administration was founded on August 23rd, the same date that Shifty Shellshock was born and Kobe Bryant. So Mercury equals 1917, and if you go forward 1917 days from the founding of the FAA, you get to the JFK assassination, November 22nd of 1963, 1917 days later. JFK was born in the year 1917. In Gematria, King James, James 6 and 1st, sums to 190 and 107, which has the same digits. Butterfly was released 1917 days before Kobe Bryant's 666th game. When Kobe Bryant died, he was exactly 86 mercurial days old. And just to illustrate this for you, the day before he died, notice how he was 85 mercurial days old. And then on the day he died, January 26th, he turned 86 mercurial days old. Well, in reverse, Mercury equals 86. Just like the phrases blood sacrifice and human sacrifice in the base ciphers. Shifty Shellshock died 8 years and 6 days after LeBron James won the NBA championship for Cleveland on King James's birthday. Of course, LeBron James, who now plays for the Lakers, known as King James, just like the namesake of the King James version of the Bible. And then when King James died, the real King James, notice how he died on the 86th day of the year. Well, half of 86 is 43. LeBron James is 43 mercurial years younger than Shifty Shellshock, and in the alphabetic order, KJV equals 43, like the Bible that the Masons use. In fact, King James Version also equals the 43rd prime number. 191 like Society of Jesus, and Mercury has a lot of geometric overlap with Butterfly and Shellshock's full name. Next up, I want to touch on a skull and bones riddle here, because of course 9/11 was during the presidency of George W. Bush, who was a member of Skull and Bones and graduated from Yale University. Notice how he was the 43rd president, a graduate of Yale, 43. So in the reverse alphabetic order, King James Bible equals 259. This syncs up with the Latin Gematria of Yale University, 2059. In October of last year, Yale University, home to the Order 322, turned 322 years old in 2023. The name Shellshock equals 223 with capital letters. And Shellshock died 259 days after the anniversary of Yale in connection with the King James Bible. This song, Butterfly, when I saw the release date, October 24th, 2000, I've been decoding for quite some time now. I remembered this date. This is the same date that Linkin Park released its mega album, Hybrid Theory, which launched this group into superstardom as well. And of course, Chester Bennington also dying at a young age. Linkin Park Hybrid Theory sums to 322 in the reverse alphabetic order. With capital letters, the World Trade Center equals 322. And this song and album both were released 322 days before the World Trade Center was destroyed on September 11th. LeBron James was born 2,322 days after Kobe. And Shifty Shellshock died 8,322 days after 9/11. In fact, the Skull and Bones Society traces its founding to the year 1832. No date, just the year. These are the same four digits in Shifty Shellshock's age, 18,203 days old. A couple more alignments I want to talk about here. Hybrid Theory and Kobe Bryant both equal 157. Kobe died 157 days after his birthday. And he was exactly 1,157 weeks old when Butterfly was released. And then his best game, number 666, was 62 months and 30 days later. These the same digits as Bryant in Latin. Quick note to the chat. No, you should not have to be a subscriber to hear my videos. I mean, everybody should be hearing my videos. I was just on a live stream yesterday with Cody over at his channel. And he had to do this live stream twice because the first time the audio cut out. And according to him, all his software was fine. So, without patting myself too hard on the back and pulling a muscle, this is some of the most fascinating knowledge you will ever come across. And it's why I literally threw my professional career away, is to build, maintain, and teach what I'm showing you guys today. I really do think it's that important for people to understand, and not only understand, but just to see how contrived so many things that we see in the media are, just so they can often remove their energy from it. And for people such as myself, the numerology is as fascinating as ever. The name Kobe Bryant has double gematria of 113 like the National Basketball Association. These are the digits when you measure from Shifty Shellshock's birthday to LeBron James. Kobe and LeBron were born 6 years and 130 days apart. Kobe and Shifty born on the date leaving 130 days in the year, but this 613 jumped out because 613 is the 112th prime number, Shifty equals 613, while shell shock equals 112. Just interesting notes there. It would be nice in the chat if someone could confirm that they can hear me. I mean, if anybody can hear me, that would be great. Yikes. One more 613 for you guys. From the first Great American Eclipse to the death of Shifty Shellshock, 613. 6 years, 10 months, 3 days. To the death of Shifty. The two eclipses creating a cross. Jesus dead on the cross as darkness fell over the sky. 223 lunar phases in the Saros, which helps us predict the next eclipse. And don't forget the alignment with Yale University in these eclipses, as Yale's 223rd anniversary was exactly 82 sidereal months after the first eclipse, whereas the second eclipse was 82 lunar phases after that same eclipse. And 82 with that first number to sum to 666. The Brotherhood of Death, 724, like number of the beast. This is also a number of the Jesuits, by the way. 724. All these societies are, of course, connected to one another at the very top. Great American Eclipse, 724. It truly is fascinating stuff. So, all right, guys, I'll end it there. Thanks to everybody for watching. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Thanks again. Peace, love, God bless, and we'll talk to you all next time. See ya.